Yo, what's good? We back with CT's RPT. We're in Prison Talk with Wes. And today I'm going to do a part 2 of what I started yesterday, because I did the show yesterday about should you leave a guy or a girl or whatever if they didn't hold you down in prison. Should you come back home and go to them? Literally, since yesterday when I put this show up, I've been arguing on Instagram with people. And it's crazy because I really feel like if someone can't hold me down while I'm in prison, then I don't need them in my life. Because that shows that when times get rough, you should let me know what you're going to do. When a person shows you their true colors and lets you know who they are, you should believe them. I forgot what poet said that. But I go by that. But at times, I play devil's advocate, sometimes just for the sake of entertainment. So I find myself arguing on both sides of the spectrum. Now, I've got a lot of good, interesting points from a lot of people. And this is going to sound crazy, but this is really honestly how I feel. I'm keeping it all the way above. I think that if a person leaves you while you're in prison, I think that maybe you should give that person another chance. But I shouldn't. Maybe you can, but I can't. So I completely understand everything. Like somebody said to me today, and like I said, since yesterday, I've been going back and forth with people. And somebody said to me today, Wes, we're only human beings. Everybody makes mistakes. And I'm like, you know what? You're 100% true. And I'm a firm believer that I want to be forgiven for my sins when it's time to go to heaven. And the way the story goes, in order to be forgiven for your sins, you must be able to forgive those that sin against you. To break it down in layman terms, in order to be forgiven, you have to learn how to forgive. That's tough. So that's why I'm like, where I stand with it now is, yes, you should have a very kind heart, and you should forgive a person that has left you in your deepest turmoils and times of need. But me, I'm not there yet. I'm not perfect. I'm pretty sure I said this in one of my other videos when I caught myself about to wild out on somebody for giving me a negative review. I said I'm not perfect. I'm still working on myself. So to keep it all the way a stack, I'm not going to sit here and act like I'm not there yet. I ain't got that in me. I know I just said it in my last video. I have a petty button that's easily activated. So it don't take much for me to get petty. And you leaving me when I was in prison, believe it or not, I will probably be looking for the opportunity to let you know that. Like when I will probably be looking for the chance to express the fact that when I needed you, where were you? Because I'm a person, like, we all slip, we all fall. But I know I'm going to get back up, you know. I'm always going to find my bag. I'm about my business. So when I'm in prison, I don't really even be sweating the people that leave, you know what I mean? I'll be on some, yo, go ahead, you can look good for right now. I had a girlfriend. This is a true story. I got locked up April 1st. I had a girlfriend when I went to jail. Living with me. Didn't have a job. Didn't need a job. I was in the streets. I sold guns and drugs. It was a very lucrative business for me. So I mainly sold drugs, but I came across guns. I would always buy guns. And then I would take it back home to my peoples in New York and I'd flip them. And sometimes I'd buy more guns and then bring them back out here and flip them. Hold it for a little while. When I get tired of it, take it, trade it, sell it off. It was like a hobby to me. But the drug business was very lucrative. She needed for nothing. And I'm not, you know, we ain't stupid. So, you know, where you met a female at is basically where she gonna be at when you leave her. Physically and mentally. So I knew the type of female I was dealing with. And when I was done having fun, I was like, what did I get myself into? This is before I went to jail. I tried to get out of this situation. And I remember sitting on the end of my bed telling this girl, don't wait till I go to jail to leave me. Just leave right now, please, just go. And her response was, oh, I'm never leaving you. I'm like, I know when I go to jail, this wasn't my first time. My last bid wasn't my first bid. I was in a whole 10-year relationship. My first bid. Went to jail for 3 years and was single before half of that, before I did a quarter of that. So I seen this story before. And I'm like, yo, don't make yourself look bad and wait till I go to prison to step out. Like, you going to do it? Go now while you still look like the good guy. And I look like the bad guy. I tell everybody I kicked you out. But she's like, nah, I'm not going nowhere. I love you. I'm going to be with you forever. I got locked up on April 1st. April 1st, police kicked in my door, 5 o'clock in the morning. Hauled me off to jail. Because of and I'm still on parole, so I got to watch how I talk because I be kind of getting loose with my mouth and saying things that could get me jammed up. So we're going to say because of my alleged gang affiliation, I was sent to the gang block. But before going there, you go to the box. I was in the box for 2 weeks. So April 1st, I went to jail. April 14th, I got out of the box. When I got out of the box, I called the person that I was in a relationship with, the girlfriend that told me we're going to be together forever, regardless of what happens. I'm still going back and forth to court. I'm not even sentenced yet. I've only been in jail for 2 weeks. I just got snatched out of my bed, sent to jail, I went to the box. I called her April 14th. She's like, Wes, I can't do this anymore. It's been 14 days. What are you talking about? Oh, Wes, you got too much time. I can't do it. I'm not even sentenced yet. What are you talking about? You don't even know how much time I got. But I'm like, I get it. You looking for a way out. And like I said, being that I've seen this movie before, I had already mentally prepared myself. So I said, okay, this is your out, you know. You didn't take it when I wanted to give it to you, but of course, now that I'm in prison, you want to take it. Go ahead, live your life, be merry. 14 days in prison. And this is the kicker. So I get sentenced to 12 years. I makes my parole. And the year that they gave it to me, she was gone, MIA, for the whole bid. The year that I got parole, she contacts my brother and asks him, when is Wes coming home? He like, oh, he'd be home later this year. She's like, oh, wow, give him my number. My brother, I speak to my brother. He like, oh, I was about to say her name. I ain't gonna do it like that. He like, so-and-so wanted your number. You want it? I mean, so-and-so wanted me to give you her number. You want it? No. No, I don't want it. It's just ironic that when I was down, she was gone. Now I'm home. I ain't even get home yet. And she want to come pop back up. I'm not going for that. And that's why I feel the way I feel, you know what I mean? Because I don't seen twice where I had somebody that I was down with, and then when I get caught up in the jam, they ain't down no more. So that's why I'm kind of feeling the way I feel. Even though, you know, I had another dude, had somebody tell me, Wes, everybody makes mistakes. You got to forgive them. That was a good Christian brother that told me that. Then on the flip side, I had a female tell me, well, would you be able to be faithful to your girlfriend if she was to go to jail and do a bid? Which was like, I start asking dudes around here that these same dudes that feel like, nah, I wouldn't deal with her if I went to jail and she left me. You flipping on them. You say, well, what if she went to jail? Would you be able to hold her down, or would you leave her? And the same dudes that, this is crazy, because the same dudes that feel like she should have stayed there with them, you gotta be real with yourself though, because it's easy to say, yeah, I'd hold her down, when you know yourself, you know in your head, you're gonna be out there. I think I said this in one of my other videos. When it comes to these dudes out here, a chick ain't even gotta do a big bid. She could get 18 months and be single by the time she come home. She gets, like I said before, a lot of these chicks ain't even safe to go do an 8-hour job. She can't even go away for 8 hours and leave this man alone without him trying to sniff out some new woman. Some new. So if you know, and this is why a lot of these dudes in here, a lot of these dudes is bluffing, but I'm like, bro, I'm in the halfway house with these dudes, so I see a lot of what goes on. Like, dudes that have a female come see them, that's their girl, then they on the phone with the next girl. So I'm like, she not even in jail, and you can't keep it real with her. So there's no way in hell you gonna get me to believe that if she was to go do a bid, you would do for her what you would want for her to do for you. And then it's crazy that you can't do it, but you judge her for being just like you and not being able to do it. I'm not judging. To each his own, you know what I mean? I'm not judging. I'm just saying I'm not there in my rehabilitation phase yet where I can forgive and forget everyone who has kicked me while I was down. And that's the way I am, you know what I mean? That's the way I am with everything, even in the streets. Like, do me wrong, I want revenge. And in situations like that, the best revenge is success, you know? That's what I feel like, you know? I think that's the answer to a lot. A lot of these haters out here, the best revenge, don't go get your gun. I wrote a book called Vengeful Hearts. And I said in the epilogue, I basically was saying that something to that nature, how it hurts more. When you kill somebody, they dead, they gone. It hurts more for a person that hates you to have to see you successful for the rest of their life. So I heard Ja Rule say it. Make a nigga die bleeding is nothing. Make a nigga die breathing, you saying something. And on that note, I'm out. If you haven't by now, hit the subscribe button. Follow me on Instagram at wes.smith.129. And until next time, peace.